basically means it's a higher end gaming PC from HP. We're just gonna swap out the SSD. It's one of 3 or 4 problems this computer has. Customers in a bind. They're wanting a working computer before they take off for Europe. So I only have time to do the SSD swap because it's the only part I can guarantee next day delivery. The screen that this thing needs, it has a cracked screen, but everything is legible. The screen's about $200, and it's not available for anything but ground shipping, which is at least a week. So, unfortunately, the customer's stuck. I can have them a working machine with an SSD. This is the machine that was chucked across the room. Screen's cracked, missing a couple keys off the keyboard, and the SSD is broken. I'll make a basic attempt getting the data. There's not much data on here, I can tell you, and I'll show you why. Very obvious. HP wants to do everything they can to keep this machine cheap. So, you never guess how small a drive this thing's shipped with. Alright, let's see here. Let's finish taking these screws out. It's just a basic. This particular machine and the last one I did in the last video you'll see, just a Phillips head screwdriver gets us in this time. Didn't get all clever with those Penelope T5 or P5 screws. There we go. And what do we have here? So this particular machine, it's a higher end machine. As you see, it's got 2 copper plates here. This is for the 2 SSDs. There is not an SSD under this one. I checked. There is under this one. I cannot believe HP ships these machines with 32 gigabyte drives. That's barely enough for Windows. So let's see if this is an easy battery to unplug for safety. This plastic on some of my spudgers is a little soft sometimes. Okay, come on. Now when you do this, you might be tempted to use a harder plastic, which is fine, but metal is a no-go because the reason why this is so soft is so that it's sacrificial. You want your dings and your bends and your deformations to happen in the soft plastic tool that you're using without damaging the machine. You want the softer material to be in your hand, not in the utility, and not in the part that you're trying to repair. I'm trying to be gentle about removing this battery because best practice is that you unplug the battery. There, okay, cool, unplugged. Yes, Tater. You ready for a little walk? Yeah. Let me get this going. Okay, Tates? You sweet beast. You are. Yes, you are. Okay, so now another SSD 980 from Samsung. Another one of these. This is my go-to dime a dozen drive. Yes, this being a slightly higher end machine takes 2 of them. If you want, you can install a couple. Alright, here's that gooey thermal compound. It's like a gummy. There we go. inside of their machine, I swear they have a cat. Can you see what's going on? Yes, you can. Good. And there we go. Let's put this SSD back in place. And there we go. Oh, oops. You see the mistake I just made? That's why the screw's a little longer than normal. This is a heat shield. That's why it's copper. You can't quite, oh, there you go. Now you can tell it's copper. Very good conductor of heat. These performance SSDs, they can run hot. And the cooler you can make them, the faster they'll run. Okay. I already checked, there's no other drive under here. But if we wanted to, you could just add another drive while you're in here. Just pay attention to which drive you're installing Windows on. One is going to be labeled 0 and the other will be labeled 1. 0 is not necessarily going to be the one you boot off of. So pay attention. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head whether one or the other would be 0 or 1. Okay. Let's plug this drive back in. I don't think that plastic is going to be hard enough. There. I don't like using metal screwdrivers to do this. But unfortunately, some of these battery connectors can be very, very stiff. There, that's plugged in. Okay, before we screw it tight, there, make sure that's in. And we are going to install Windows. And there you can see our missing keys here. Yes, this machine was abused by a child. The screen is cracked, the keyboard's missing keys, and the SSD became corrupt. Now, I was going to show you how small that drive is. I guess it's not that important. Take my word for it. It's a 32 gig drive. I already checked. All right, so I'm going to plug this in. It is an HP. Again, all I need to do is plug this in. Because the drive inside the machine is empty. What are you doing, Tater? Are you all right? Because the drive in here is empty, it's automatically going to look at this. I have a copy of Windows 10 over here. Oh, clearing yourself a room, Tater, to nap. And there we go. All I have to do is turn it on. And of course, the screen is damaged, but it is legible. So it's going to blank out for a minute. Let's see here. This is a matte screen, so the reflectivity is not so bad. Yes, there's food all over the screen. I'll clean that up before I give it back. And we're waiting for it to turn on. Yes, there it comes. Food and dirt. Yeah, both of these computers. The one I worked on last on the last video is from the same customer. Child abused computer. And there's our cracked screen. CMOS reset. No, I don't want to reset the CMOS. Reboot computer. So it's not booting to the SSD or the USB. It's not booting to the USB by default. So I got to figure out what the BIOS key is. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now it's going to the regular boot. Yeah, so those circular dots is the boot loader for Microsoft Windows. Ooh, the mouse on this particular HP, the driver for the touchpad was included. I don't know if you noticed, but in the last video, the driver for the touchpad was not included, so I had to know my keyboard shortcuts to get past this intro installer. So this upgrade, this will be a huge upgrade because the original drive was only 32 gigs. This is a terabyte drive. That's 1,000 gigs. This is an HP OMEN. Okay, next. Oh, I gotta check that box. Next, custom. You can't really see because of this, the damage. I'm going to make a basic attempt at getting data off of the drive, which I don't think is much on this machine because it only has a 30 gig drive, which implies you barely have enough room for Windows. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to take off. That's all I have to show you, but I've just done another SSD install on an OMEN HP OMEN, whatever you want to call it. Basically a Dell Alienware type machine. If you've never been here before, you've stumbled across Chris, the South Bay Tech Guru, offering you free interaction, 3 days a week, sometimes more often if it makes sense. Usually late morning, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Give me a call at 855-434-8787. If you've never given me a call and you don't want to have a call, just give me if you catch me live, show up in the YouTube chat and say hi there. See you later. It's about ready to restart, and wow, that's a messed up screen, but it's more legible than I would have guessed. Yeah, this screen is about $185. Found it on Amazon, but the only shipping available is ground. They wanted a functional machine, so part of the issue is the drive fail. So almost there. Getting ready. Okay, this is pretty much hurry up and wait. I don't think I want to sit here and know that you're getting bored by watching. Thanks for showing up. 855-434-8787. Show up whenever you want. I'm live hit and miss, usually late mornings, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Bye for now.